You're watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have a problem here with our stream. Give me just a second here. But we're here at the Daytona Road Course for some exciting action in the AOLL Sportsman Series. I'm going to try to get this working here for you guys. Not sure why it is not. There we go. Thing is streaming now. Yeah, so we're here at Daytona Road Course. I'm Carl Henderson with Ghostfire Media, and we're here in the second race of the round of 6 with the AOLL Sportsman Series. And let's take a look at our race info. So it looks like Daytona, and also sort of the Charlotte Roval, but it's the Daytona Road Course. Things to watch tonight are the track temperature. I had a couple of comments on that. The fact that the cars were a little bit loose in some spots, so something to keep an eye on. And then there's the fact that there's a competition caution at the 20-minute mark. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. So we have guys out here that are qualifying already. And let's take a look, see if we can see who was out there right now. And how about we start with Mr. Joe Dinsmore. And in the bottom right, I have, those are the point standings as they are possibly right now. I think that might be based on practice. So we're going to hide them for now. But Joe Dinsmore on track right now, and take a look here. Chris Oliver actually on track as well. I'm shocked to see that name. He has been missing a little while from the Sportsman Series, but he's out here running a road course right now. So good to see Chris Oliver back. And while we're watching some of the action here, I'm going to go side by side, and we're going to watch Josh Laston in car as he is running his qualifying laps. And I'm actually going to, give me just a second here. I'm going to have a special guest that will join us tonight. Stand by here. I think Randy Pepper might join us tonight. So waiting on Randy Pepper here. And so we got Chris Pasini sitting at the top of the board right now after his first lap. Pretty solid lap from what I can see here. Yeah, it's 1:57.83. Quite a bit faster than second place Justin Rodden right now, but we'll have to see on this second lap what people can do. And Brandon Bernhardt sitting in third. Let's take a look at Brandon Bernhardt here, running his second lap, and he's ahead of Josh Laston right now. And we've seen those guys over and over compete in the AOLL TNT series, and right now Brandon Bernhardt has the edge. Which, if we can actually see Josh Laston looking at the standings there, in his kind of the bottom right of his view there, he's looking at him. He knows what the deal is. He knows that Brandon's beating him right now, and they are both in the playoffs right now. So he's competing. He's probably pushing it pretty hard right now, as we see him entering that chicane on the front stretch. Josh Laston in your bottom right there, and crossing the start-finish line for his second lap. And that second lap does not appear to have been faster. So Josh Laston sitting there, cut to his menu there. So we'll go back to our full-screen broadcast. And right now, I mean, I kind of missed it because I was focusing probably a little too much on Josh Laston. But Blake Gordon sitting in first is off the track. But let's watch Joe Dinsmore here for a little bit. See what he's able to do on his second lap, a little ways through it. Going through that infield right now. And hey, I think we have Randy Pepper that just joined us.
I tried to run this thing, and you know me, I suck at road courses. It just was not worth my effort.
Yeah.
Come up here and join you.
Yeah, I was actually surprised to see you listed there, because I know you've had some unfortunate, I was going to say unfortunate luck. We'll leave it at that. Unfortunate luck at road courses, and I saw you here. I was like, oh, Randy's racing, but yeah, glad to have you here in the booth.
Yeah, man. Good to be back up here with you. It's been a couple of weeks since I've been able to do this, so good to be back.
Yes. So I'm actually going to share my screen here with you so you're able to see it.
I would appreciate that, because I was thinking about that. I'm in the race, but I can't see any qualifying at all. So
yeah, I can help you out. Well, that didn't work. Let's
just about outside, swing and a miss.
See if that worked right there. Yeah, you should have a stream there.
Got it. There we go. Yeah, absolutely. Seeing Joe Dinsmore around there in the number 95 going around the track.
Yep, he just finished his second lap, and we got Adam Wood about to cross the finish line on his second lap, currently sitting in fourth, and, just driving through the grass. Why not? Oh, yeah, sure.
Big time hit.
Yeah. Adam likes to make it fun for us.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny how Adam does that. He likes to wreck after anytime he can to, I guess, entertain us. So,
yeah,
I'm talking about.
Yeah, I mean, he's always done that. I think on every series I've covered with him.
Yeah, I agree.
He has a good time with it, but I'm glad you joined me here tonight, because I had a couple of drinks at dinner, and managing all of it when you little relaxed, it's a lot. So glad to have you here, Randy. It's good to broadcast with you.
Yeah, same here, Carl. Funny. A couple drinks to relax me a little bit too much. I will be falling asleep around lap 14.
Oh yeah, I'm expecting you to take over at that point.
That's great.
It's gonna be hard to fall asleep at this point, though, because we have a hell of a championship battle right now. And I just realized it actually kicked back to my old championship standings. Let me get those updated real quick. I don't know why it did that, but right now, I mean, we've got 6 drivers right now that are battling for a championship.
Yeah, a good battle for sure for these guys trying to win this Sportsman Division Cup, and we only have a couple of races left to see who's going to win it.
Yeah, just this race and the next week, and then we're done. So I'm just gonna go through here, remove a few people who, for some reason, I don't know why it I removed them last week, but they're back here again. So, be gone, people who didn't make the this round of the playoffs. So, you were out there on the track. What did you think about things?
I did not care for it all that much. It was the track was all right. I mean, per se, but oh boy, I got issues going on, but no big. I got rid of that. The track was, it's hard for me to tell you how good the track is or how bad the track is because I suck so bad at road courses. But from what I could tell is that everybody seemed to have the same problem. The 2 chicanes on the track, everybody was having problems with those.
Yeah.
And if you're not lined up at that one down the last 2 turns of the track, if you're not lined up on the left, you're not going to make it through that chicane. And that's where everybody was blowing it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't actually raced at the Daytona road course. I've done actually I've done once, but I have a lot more experience with the Charlotte Roval, and it's the chicanes are, especially that front stretch chicane, it's sneaky. Is it similar here where the it's so you've got a lot of fans out there right now on Facebook. We got Larry and Larry saying Randy, 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 and Justin saying hell yeah, Randy, good to hear you. And Larry then replied also, you just asked Randy how it was out there when Randy hates road courses. So
I told you, I clarified that. I'm the last person to ask about a road course because I suck at road course. And I ordered the VR for the Reverb VR like you have.
Yeah.
And hopefully that will help me because I did run some road courses when I had the Oculus, and I did all right. I was able to actually run them. With this TV set that I've been running, I just cannot. There's too much of a lag. I can't make the turns. By the time I brake, it's too much. I'm doomed by that time.
So. Well, we're getting ready to go here green here. I didn't make it in time to go through the starting lineup, but that's okay. I think we'll see him at the top here. So Blake Gordon leading him to green with Chris Pasini on his outside. Both those guys are playoff contenders. Green flag is out. Pasini gets a heck of a jump right there.
He did. Pasini got a really good run on that outside. Going to try to dive down to the bottom, but Blake Gordon gets a better dive down low, and he'll jump out to a 1-2 car length lead and look right behind him. They've got a 3-car battle up there for the lead.
Yeah, Justin Rodden there making a move early. I mean, it's clear he wants to lead this race, and going on the inside there of Blake Gordon, he's trying to take it right here for first position.
Yeah, they're side by side going down into that turn. I think it's turn number 5 as they go in through there. And Blake Gordon still continuing to lead. He's drives a little tight into the turn, but he'll bring it down to the bottom of the track and lead them back towards the big track, as we call it.
Yeah.
They come off, and there they go back to the big track.
Yeah, it looks like for a little while we had a little bit of a breakaway of 3 cars at the front there. But Adam Wood said not so fast. He's going to try to hang in there as well. Josh Laston there, Brendan Bernhardt. They're trying to keep up with these guys at the front.
Yeah, they're trying to keep up with them. But the way Blake Gordon, Blake in practice was so fast. He was just incredibly fast. And if they can keep up with him, that's going to be the accomplishment of the evening. And right now, Rodden looks like he is doing just that. Pasini's dropping back a few car lengths and then back behind them. You got Adam and Bernhardt back there behind them trying to reel him in. But look at that beautiful blue and white number 13 leading them around the track as they come around to complete lap number 2.
Oh, it's actually lap 1, I think, still.
Excuse me, lap 1, yeah.
It takes forever here.
It does take forever. Lap. Okay, now they're going for lap
Yeah.
2.
And you know what? 5 minutes later, we'll catch you up with the results of lap 2. But yeah, I mean it's an exceptionally long track. I mean, you got to think about it. You know Justin
Rodden's
Rodden, quite a bit off track.
He got a bad run into that turn and went completely off, and now he's going to fall into the grasp of Adam Wood. But he gets it back underway and takes that 0-1 and starts to try to reel back in Pasini.
Yeah, I think you're going to see a lot of that tonight. I think a lot of these chase contenders are going to be very conservative tonight. You look at Chris Pasini, Blake Gordon. They're okay with letting some of these non-chase guys. Oh, someone else was that Brandon Bernhardt. Brandon Bernhardt went off track. I'm trying to click on him, and he keeps moving. Lost a lot of positions there. Andrew Burgess also off track.
I think we're going to see a lot of people off track tonight. I'm actually kind of shocked that we haven't seen Derek Schilling off track yet, because I know he likes to mix it up in the kitty litter, but he did practice pretty well, and so far he's done pretty well.
But I will tell you, look at that gap that Blake Gordon has already built. I mean, you can see from Chris Pasini's roll bar camera, like, as we're entering the chicane there, like, I mean, Blake Gordon has worked up a huge lead.
Yeah, he was so, like I say, he was so fast in practice, there was no one that could touch him, and he's right back to where he was in practice, just running away from the field.
Well, and what I'm going to pull up now are the unofficial points as they run right now. You know, Chris Pasini came in here with a very large lead in the points. I think it was like 10 points or something like that. Blake Gordon right now has a 1-point edge over Chris Pasini as they run. Now, that's including the bonus points. Like, currently, Blake Gordon has led the most laps. But, you know, that can change, obviously, as the race goes on.
Yeah. All it takes is one fumble and one turn, and you're toast for sure.
And of course, big storyline we have to talk about tonight. Justin Anderson out after having an incredible season, dealing with some issues with his hand that he injured, and had to drop out of the Cup race on Sunday night. And here he is tonight, unable to make it as well.
You know, it just happens. I hate to say that, but I know Justin is watching, and sorry to see you out of this championship tonight. Next time, use better lube.
Well, you know, what I like to do here, one of the things we introduced in the past week is the Josh Laston in-car helmet camera. We're going to go side by side with that, and currently he is running behind Kevin Moeller, but we can see where Josh Laston is looking and get an idea of, you know, the things he's looking at as he's driving this car.
It's a great view there, definitely. You can tell that he has the VR and he's looking around and making sure he sees all his P's and Q's on the track, and it's really good view as he runs back behind Moeller, who works for Hendrick Motorsports, and we want to congratulate all those team members from Hendrick Motorsports in Charlotte, North Carolina, actually Concord, North Carolina, on their big championship win this past week at Phoenix International Raceway for the win with the number 5. Won that. That was an awesome race.
Well, you know, and you were there, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
How was that, Randy?
You know, Phoenix was the first time I've ever been to that track, and it was hard to watch in a lot of ways. You start lapping each other around, and there's so many cars, and you just kind of lose track of who the leader is at the time. And where we were actually off of turn number 1, looking over the railing there on the Brandt Tower, and you couldn't really see turn number 3. And that was where all the wrecks were. So we missed all the main action. But it was fun. I mean, I can't say enough for Rick Brandt and his hospitality there on the Brandt Tower, as I called it. It's actually Brandt Hospitality Village, and it was a lot of fun out there eating his food and candy and watching the race.
Well, and just a little bit ago, Justin Anderson said that Blake is never conservative, Carl. And that's fair.
I was gonna say.
I did make a statement about Blake Gordon being conservative, and
What?
I realized as I was saying that, it's like, okay, maybe not.
No.
But at
You
the
can watch him through there. He's sliding everywhere.
but at the same time, I think Blake realizes that if he finishes 10th or back, this is going to be a very difficult championship for him to win. But at the same time, this is a track that he should do really well at.
Yeah, he's a really good road course specialist. This is what happens when you don't get any liquid in your body while you're talking.
Or too much.
Or too much, yeah. You're actually relaxed. I'm here trying to commentate, and I've got a dry mouth. So, but no, I mean, you look at the way he gets around the track. Blake is just, we got pit stops right now. A couple cars coming down on pit road right now.
Yeah, that's Justin Rodden and Adam Wood. I was not expecting that this early.
I'm shocked.
I have to admit, with the way the fuel mileage on these cars work out, from what I understand, it is like an 8-mile or an 8-lap fuel run. So was that a splash and go? I think that's what
It looked like it was. Well, no, one side went up.
Okay. Did he have one side go up? I was looking at all
one side went up.
the red over here. Richard Hurst had some issues. But we'll have to see when the rest of these guys come in, because they're gonna pit at some point here.
Yeah, lap 5 they went in. If you're gonna make it 8 laps, these guys are short pitting right now. I see Andrew Burgess is off the track, and that number's 77. So, yeah, we'll have to watch these and see if this lap 5 pit stop comes to help them.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look. I mean, there's already a decent amount of fall off. I mean, even for Blake Gordon, I mean, his fastest lap was a 1:56.9. And he was about a second slower this last lap. So, that could be just him pacing himself a little bit, as really the only person even remotely close to him is Chris Pasini. And even he's, back 7 seconds now. So, it could be pacing himself, but it also could just be fall off there. I mean, I'm seeing a pretty consistent fall off throughout the field. The exception right now is Josh Laston, who has had almost no fall off. His fastest lap was a 2-minute .49. His last lap was a 2-minute .69. Really haven't seen anybody with that small of a fall off throughout the field.
Well, Josh is really good at these road courses. He's very conservative in his run, and here he comes down pit road, going to try to get a good pit stop out there, and maybe gain a couple spots off of pit road. Who knows? He's great.
Yeah, we're gonna watch in car here. See if he can get his pit stop right, because he does mess those up sometimes. But
yeah, as long as Nick is around.
Well, yeah, that's fair. But great pit stop there. I'm actually a little surprised with how little fall off he had that he already pitted here. But I think it's just fuel strategy and coming out, and also now he has the advantage of not having to run around as much traffic now.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll come out. He should come out really close to where Andrew Burgess is, so he'll be running with him and should be able to pick him off pretty quick with those new tires. Yeah, he got around him anyways. He was faster off of pit road, and he should pull away from Andrew Burgess here pretty quick.
Yep. So, yeah, we've got few guys that have pitted. For the most part, the field has stayed out. Especially our current top 8 right now have not pitted. So we'll have to see when they choose to pit. Currently, the top guy who has pitted is Mr. Justin Rodden, who is running in 9th.
And you see the 13 car of Gordon pulling away by almost 10 seconds now.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
He's
pitting.
Yep, here he comes. He is pitting now. We'll have to see if Chris Pasini decides to follow. He is coming in as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I would imagine that would be a smart move.
Yeah, it was actually funny because you look at really the guys I look at as the road course specialists, and I mean Josh Lassen's good, but really the three guys who I say are really the three guys that are road course guys are Blake Gordon, Chris Pasini, and Daniel Shirley. And this is the first time, believe it or not, the first time we've seen Chris Pasini and Blake Gordon on a road course together at the same time.
I didn't know that. Huh.
I was curious about past results, like head to head, how they've done. Never raced each other on a road course, so we're getting here for the first time.
So far this battle between those two road course guys, it's Blake Gordon who's just showing the way around here. 7 laps are down here at Daytona International Speedway, the world center of racing. Here in Daytona Beach. I hate when I have to say that, but I have to say it.
Yeah, you got to say it. I heard that you got to meet up with one of the Cup playoff drivers this past week.
I did. Josh O'Hanner came into the Guitar Attic yesterday, bought himself a nice Gibson Les Paul, and he's going to have some fun with that. Really great to meet him. And he said he would like to carry the banner of the Guitar Attic on his car. So.
Well, I think when it's me and Chris Pasini that are doing his paint schemes, I think we could arrange that.
That's what he said. He goes, I'm going to have to talk to those guys about having some form of Guitar Attic on that truck or car or whatever.
So Daniel Shirley just made a post that it's basically an essay. I don't think I'm going to read off the whole thing, but he gives a lot of advice on this track. Really wish you were out here, man. We enjoy watching you race, especially these road courses. You were so good at them. But talking a lot about like the individual turns and which ones, how you need to approach them. I wish you had sent it earlier. I would have passed it on to my team. But
Daniel, I wish you'd pass it on to me, try to get around this track. Actually, Johnny Downey tried to take me around the track, and it helped a little, but, like I said, I've got too much of a lag with my system. It doesn't work. So, but I do understand how they're getting around there now. It's like through this part we're looking at here, the little S is there. Second gear is usually where you want to sit. Then you bring it down to first gear around this turn here. And then you'll get back on the gas, and you'll get it up to about third gear. You come back to your third gear right here. You'll let off. You kind of coast through there. Then about these cones, you're going to bring it down all the way to first gear, maybe second gear. Bring it down to the bottom of the track as much as you can. Get back on the gas. You can keep it in second. You may want to go third, but most of the time it's only second. You're back on the gas, off the gas, then slowly around the turn, and then you're on the gas hard to get back out on the big track up to turn number 2, 1 and 2 of the Daytona track. And then you'll go all the way down the back straightaway here, and you're going to get all the way up to fourth gear in this part here. You're all the way fourth. You'll see 3 little signs will come up. 3, 2, 1. About the 3, you're going to let off as much as you can. Then you're going to be hard on the brakes. Bring it down to second gear. Coast through these turns in second gear. You'll get back up. You go second all the way till you get back up at the banking. Now you're up to third. You're going to coast into the third. You're going to ride as hard as you can in third. You're up to fourth. You're going to come up here. You're going to start seeing the Daytona sign is going to come up here. Now you're going to get back off the gas. You're going to slowly get down to second, maybe first, depending on who you are, to the far left. Then you get across, back up the gears you'll go. And
pitting.
You don't want to do that. Oh, he's pitting.
I wasn't expecting that either. I was like, oh, what is he doing?
I thought he lost it. But anyways, that's what you want to do when you get around the track. That's pretty much as long as if you get it perfect, you'll have a great run around the track.
Well, and we got a comment out there. We always have Cody Mitchell fans on these Wednesday night races. Cody Mitchell, hugely popular, has a fan club. McKinley Golden said, 89 so far ahead. iRacing thinks he's in last. Keep the pressure, Cody Mitchell. And, right now, Cody running in 15th. He is not last. If we want to go last, we have to look at Mr. Randy Pepper, who's in the booth with me.
Wait a minute. That doesn't count.
But,
funny thing about it, Derek Schilling said before I got in here, he goes, I was hoping you were going to start the race because I was hoping I could beat somebody. Well, Derek, I hate to tell you, you did beat somebody. I left, so you still beat me.
well, hey, Derek running in 10th. He's not having a bad night. He's in the top half of the field. Honestly, I mean, if I came out here and raced, I'd be very happy with a top 10.
Yeah, as long as they can hold on to it. And like I said, a lot of times you'll see Derek, he's in the kitty litter a lot. At least we saw a lot of that in the IVRL. But the thing is, when you're in the IVRL, you've got all these guys are, top A-rated drivers throughout the field. And sometimes you try to overdrive the car, above your talent, trying to keep up with those guys. And that's a problem.
Well, I'm looking here at Tony Panden right now. He is up 9 spots since the start of the race. Having a pretty good run for him tonight. And right in front of him, Mr. Teddy Weichel, he's up 7 spots. So that is 12th and 13th position. Those guys making some big moves early.
We've got a long way to go to make the big moves. But having a good night nonetheless. So it's good to see Teddy running well, that Richmond, Virginia driver.
Well, and
U.S. Armed Forces on the truck as well. So we want to say a big hello to every veteran out there, and thank you all for your services from all of us at Ghost Fire Media.
Absolutely. We got Veterans Day coming up, and absolutely respect and appreciate everything they do, and love seeing that out on the vehicles out there when they're running, and Teddy Weichel runs this scheme every week, and one of the more recognizable schemes. Like I always see, I'm like, oh, that's Teddy Weichel right there. So having a pretty good run there for in 12th right now, up 7 spots. But right now our top 4 have not changed since the start of the race. We've got Blake Gordon in first, Chris Pasini in second, Justin Rodden in third, and Mr. Adam Wood in fourth. Adam Wood here is someone I've brought up over and over and over in the Truck Series and in the Cup Series as someone who has just suddenly come alive in the past month or so.
Yeah, I think ever since he joined the Steel Horse guys, they've really brought him up and brought his A game all the way to the top. I mean, he ran great in the IVRL, finished second in that, and actually earned a butt kicker for his effort in that league. So awesome to see Adam run so well. And Adam's another one of those guys. He's in the U.S. Army, and we want to say thank you once again for your service, sir.
And hey, you know why he's running that scheme?
Because he's a big Durwalcher fan?
Well, that might have something to do with it, but it's he said it's because he doesn't want people to keep hitting him, so he tried to get something really bright.
That's great. Hey, it must be working.
Recently, and recently it has been, because I think ever since he's switched to that, it's been working out well for him. But right now, Adam Wood running in fourth, and we go back here to fifth. This is where the field shakes up a little bit. We get Josh Laston running in fifth, up 2 spots. I am going to bring up the points again because actually I just saw our competition caution come in. So we hit the 20-minute mark, and our comp caution is out. It's good as time as any to pull up our points as they run, unofficial as always. Still, Blake Gordon 1 point ahead of Chris Pasini. Josh Laston there still in striking distance. And then from there, it's a bit more of a gap.
Yeah, it is definitely a bit more of a gap. Could you imagine if Josh Laston was able to get right up there with those guys, within 1 or 2 points?
Yeah, it's insane. I mean, I said something last week that offended him, and I apologize to him because I know he's gonna watch this race tomorrow and give me feedback as he does every week. But I said something on the lines of that he is typically a 5th through 10th place driver, and he was running really well, and he wasn't fond of me saying that. But the averages actually say that he's a 12th place driver, so I gave him a little bit of a boost there. But he's another one like Adam Wood. It seems like the moment the playoffs came up, he turned it up a notch.
Yeah, he's definitely become alive, to say the least. I mean, in the TNT division, he's pretty much got that locked up, so doesn't have to worry much about that. But here in Sportsman, yeah, he's come alive. There's no doubt. Something clicked for sure. I don't know if it's all the practicing that he's been doing, he's just putting the extra effort in to try to finish in the top 5, top 4, whatever he wants to finish. Yeah, it's going to be a tough uphill to try to beat Gordon. That's for sure.
Yeah, in the TNT series, he may not have told you this, but, he's running first in the year for points. But the guy that's running second for the year in points actually multiple times just said, like, hey, Josh, just pass me. I'll let you go, man. I want you to win this. That's totally what happened. There was no competition there, and his teammate's a really good guy.
Was that you?
It was me. And that's not exactly how it played out. He beat the crap out of me for this entire year, and I think if I looked at the points the last time, he has something like a 100-point lead on me as they're coming onto the pits here in the Sportsman Series, but he's got the TNT Series locked down for the year. There's nothing there. He's mathematically locked.
Yeah, there's nothing anybody can do about it.
So we'll.
It's kind of like the old NASCAR days. You know the winner long before the season is over, and it makes it a very boring season, doesn't it?
Oh, we got someone that who was that right there? That was Blake Ziti. Blake Ziti doing something with the strategy. I don't know what he did there. He had a 5.08 second stop, and Brandon Bernhardt with a 5.75. So these guys have moved to the front of the field, and I have to wonder if this is something coordinated with Endeavor. Like,
Yeah, but Blake's running behind him, and what was it? Can you tell me the stop on Blake?
Blake was a 14, so
He got tires. Those two just got gas.
yeah, I think I'm looking through the field right here. They got they got fuel only. Kevin Moeller got fuel only. Brian McFerrin got fuel only. Everyone else got tires. So I have to be wondering, like, again, I know how team chat goes. Like, sportsmanship and racecraft and all of that. But at the same time, it's like they're talking with each other. And it's like, okay, Blake, listen, man, we know you're racing for a championship here. And Brandon is too, to be fair. But it's like, we don't have fresh tires. We will not fight you too much. We might fight Chris Pasini, Justin Rodden. We might fight those guys a little bit harder.
Well, you can't blame them.
No.
Team orders.
Not even team orders. I mean, it's one of those things like it's, you decide to do a different strategy. I mean, look, it happened this past week at Phoenix in the TNT series. I stayed out one stop when everyone else pitted, and realized I was going to be behind or in front of a lot of guys with fresh tires, and I realized I was either going, I had lane choice as the leader. I could either get in front of my teammates on the preferred lane, or I could take the outside and get in front of 2 Endeavor cars. I chose the outside. It may have been a little shady, but you gotta look out for your team as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and that's probably what these guys are doing here.
Yeah, doing nothing wrong. I mean, I don't fault him at all for it. And look, Brandon's going to race Blake Gordon here because let's put the standings one more time here. Take a look at how much this helps him. This moves him up to 4th in the standings if we were to finish right now. So, this is big for Brandon Bernhardt. He needs this if he wants a chance at a championship.
And Chris Pasini right now is ahead in the points.
Yeah, and that just goes back to those bonus points. The winner gets 5 bonus points, which is huge. And because right now the leader is not someone that's in the playoffs, those 5 bonus points are essentially going nowhere.
It's a wash. So, yeah.
So right now, Chris Pasini, with that lead that he had coming into this race, it's helping him right now. And I'm sure he would be thrilled if it ended this way.
Yeah. Well, just to remind you, this is lap 13 of 32,767 laps tonight.
I should probably switch it to time, shouldn't I? Let me see if I can find the time option here. So
we'll be done with this this actual race probably next week around Tuesday, maybe early Wednesday. Just kidding.
Well, and I switched it over to prioritize time, and it is still not doing it. So maybe it's just a caution thing. We'll have to wait and see. I'm a little confused by that. Not sure what's happening there.
How many did you actually have?
I'm actually good right now. I've had water and bread. It's been fantastic. But I definitely haven't set the time, and it is still showing laps. So we'll have to wait and see. If maybe when it goes green, it'll update.
Well, we'll find out here in just a little bit as the field is stacked 2 by 2 with Ziti and Bernhardt on the front row with Gordon and Pasini row 2.
Yeah, we still got a long ways to go. They are getting on the big track at this point, as you call it, and
actually, I call it the big track. It's actually the big track. Actually, they refer to Talladega as the big track, but they're nearly close to the same mile. Not much. I mean, it's a little bigger in Talladega. Not much.
It's negligible. I mean, it's just
mile.
Yeah. Is it even a quarter mile? I thought it was even smaller than that. Yeah.
I'm just.
It's super tiny. But these guys getting ready to go here. This should be our only caution of the race, unless the admins decide to do something crazy. I wouldn't expect that, but we'll be green flag from this point on. I believe with 30 minutes remaining in the race, actually 25 minutes remaining in the race. So we'll have to see how these guys time pit stops, because that could be interesting.
Yeah, if they continue to do what they did last time, we know they'll pit in about probably 6 to 8 laps.
Yep, and actually we can pull up our fuel mileage here, take a look at it. I think you are spot on with that. You know, some of these have been under caution, but you look at guys like Justin Rodden, Adam Wood. They're going to be a little bit more desperate to make a pit stop. Sorry, they all had a pit stop here. So they made Adam Wood and Justin Rodden made it about 7 laps before they had to pit. So I think we're looking at 7-8 laps before they really have to go. Caution laps will help a little bit, but we'll have to see how it plays out. I think at the very least we're looking at probably 6-7 laps before they're all pitting.
So pace car will pull off. We'll go back to green flag racing with Ziti down on the inside, Bernhardt on the outside. They are on the gas, and here they go down into turn number 1 as Ziti's down low, Bernhardt up high. Bernhardt trying to outrun him through the turn. They're side by side. Josh Lashman gets really
contact
high in the turn. Contact around Blake Gordon knocks Bernhardt out of the way and says, "See you later. Smell you next time." As Adam Wood gets a good run as he's running in second now, and he gets a little squirrely as he goes into the turn. So right now is Gordon, followed by Wood, and I believe that's Pasini, and I think Rodden is running 4th, from what I can tell.
Yep, Justin Rodden running 4th, Brandon Bernhardt in 5th. Blake Gordon was a lot more aggressive there than I was expecting, even by his standards. Oh, whoa, Brandon Bernhardt running off the track a little bit. Oh, we're wrecking.
We got trouble, big time trouble. Josh Lassen's involved in that, as well as a couple other trucks as well.
Yeah, they keep it going though. I'm actually shocked by that. But some guys definitely caught up in that, and we're still going here. Of course, being a road course, we're not going to do a full course caution. But how about Adam Wood right now, running in second?
We were talking about it earlier. He's just come alive. Just something has brought him to the forefront. He's just no longer bad luck. He's just having great luck. And Pasini, wow,
locks him up. He locked him up bad. I'm not sure if it was one of those things where he was expecting to come in hotter than Adam Wood, and Adam was a little bit slower, or if Pasini just just screwed it up there. I'm not sure what happened.
I mean, yeah, it looked like he might have just messed up. I mean, he's running in third. He hasn't run third all night long. I think he's just in a weird position. Plus, he's got rodding all over his back bumper, so he's just in a different position. I think he's running a little hard. Doesn't want to be where he is now, and overshooting it.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on that. See, I just based on what we've seen before, you would expect Chris Pasini to be, one of the favorites to win a road course. But right now, I mean, Adam Wood looking strong, and Justin Rodden as well. I wouldn't count Justin Rodden out.
No, Rodden's been running really well all night long as well. The shocker really is Adam Wood, even though, I mean, he shouldn't be a shocker, but he actually is. We're just not used to seeing Adam run this well. And he's now 3 truck lengths ahead of Pasini and Rodden. So,
yeah, I mean, and actually, it looked like, did Pasini have a little bit of damage? Maybe a little bit of a scuff on the side of his truck. Yeah, a little bit of damage there. Nothing major, but looks like he may have rubbed a wall or another driver. But I wouldn't be concerned about that. But hey,
he might have rubbed the pit road wall.
Oh yeah,
guys, with the wall coming out of the pits in this one. It's a very tight pit road. When you come out, the wall is right there. If you just run a little too fast, you're going to scrub that wall. So maybe that's what he hit.
Hey, how about let's talk about Tony Panden here. Up 17 spots right now, running in 5th. He's a guy who was a contender in this series, but currently outside. He's outside the playoffs now, but still trying to get the best finish he can get.
Yeah, he's looking really strong tonight for sure. He's got a battle behind him. I believe that's Bernhardt behind him, but Bernhardt's running on older tires, so I don't know how much longer he will be any kind of battle at all.
Yeah, I would say.
Oh! He locks it, misses it. He's going to scrub some time there for sure.
Yeah, Brandon Bernhardt still had to check up though, so he's not able to capitalize on it. So, still sitting there behind Tony Panden.
Yeah, he's running right behind him. Panden down low, Bernhardt up high. Bernhardt's going to follow him through the turn, and off they go. All
right, we'll take a look here at Josh Laston. I'm going to go here with our Josh Laston GFM in-car camera. Take a look, see what he's seeing here as he's going through this first part of the track. And, I'll tell you what, I'm just looking at him here. It looks like he's just, he's kind of cruising right now.
Well, he's got a little bit of damage from that little incident that happened up there in turn number 5. So I don't know if that's affecting his driving at all, especially on the big track. Once you get up there, got to have a little aero push from that. Makes his way down. Let's see. He's down into 5, I believe now. No, he's off of 7-8.
Hey, so I just want to let you know that I missed this comment just a little bit ago, but Daniel Shirley was talking about your 32,000 lap comment or whatever it was, and he's the math wizard. He pointed out the 2021 24 Hours of Daytona completed 807 laps. So at that pace, 32,767 laps would take around 40 days.
40 days?
Yep, there we go.
Holy crap. Daniel, thank you. I appreciate that very much. I thought it was like a week maybe, but wow.
There we go. You know what? Sign me up for that race. Let's do it. Might be the only chance I have at winning a road course.
Outlasting everybody. A total endurance race for sure. Look at Shirley going around the inside of Josh Laston. What in the heck has happened here?
Yeah,
Derek
has
got something going here.
Yeah, Derek Schilling right now. I think this is not terribly surprising. Derek Schilling in TNT series we've seen over and over. He's a pretty aggressive driver, and I think this track really benefits to a degree aggressive drivers. Like you look at somewhere like Circuit of the Americas, and actually Justin Rodden here on pit road. And I think we saw Adam Wood potentially coming off pit road as well. Yeah, so some guys have pitted here. They're trying to take advantage of short pitting here.
Yeah. Will that be anything? We don't know. We'll find out here. It's such a big track. It's not like a smaller track where you can make it work. I don't know. This kind of track, I'm not so sure that it's going to work.
Well, I know that prior to the race, I was talking to Josh Lassen. He had a top secret pit strategy. He wasn't going to tell me about it. I don't know what it was, but some sort of pit strategy that he worked out, and I'm assuming he shared it with his teammate Chris Pasini, but we'll see how that plays out. But Adam Wood right now was able to pit. He did pit there, lap 6. Yeah, he pitted, and he's still running in 8th, so that really wasn't that much of a penalty for him.
No, he's going around Josh Lassen right now, and he'll pull that spot and end up 7th. And he'll set his sights on Derek Schilling. And, whoa, he locks him up big time there.
Yeah, sure enough. Josh Lassen able to gain a ton right there.
To go down
our leader, Blake Gordon is in.
Blake Gordon is in. So this top secret pit strategy that we're waiting to find out that Josh Lassen has, we're still waiting to find out what that actually is.
Yeah, and I'm dead serious. Oh, and that was fuel only for Blake Gordon there. But I'm dead serious. Even as Josh Lassen's teammate and Chris Pasini's teammate, they did not tell me what their strategy was. Like and honestly, I appreciate that. I don't want to know anything. Like I appreciate the ignorance. But I know nothing about it. I know nothing about when they're going to pit here. But at least Josh Lassen thought he had something figured out. And actually Josh Lassen in. So I think his pit strategy was, I'm just going to pit after everyone else.
Maybe so. Or maybe he had a special guest on the pit team. That was Big Shoes McFarland.
Let's talk about the pit exit here, because this is probably my least favorite pit exit in any track I've ever raced.
It's so easy. You hit the wall. That's what I was saying. It's crazy how close that wall comes to you.
It really, and you have to push it, because if you're not pushing it, you're going to lose a ton of time. It's hard not. I mean, it's hard to push. Yeah, it'll reach out and grab you.
Yeah, absolutely. I tried that many times, and I kept hitting that wall. It's like, reach out and touch somebody. Felt like Depeche Mode.
So, I'm going to talk about how much of a, dominant race Blake Gordon has had so far, because you can see Blake Gordon up there on the map in your top right. He's running the 13 coming down the front stretch right now. And you can see that 37 highlighted. Chris Pasini is the leader. He is not pitted. Blake Gordon is still within, it's a 12-second gap right now. Blake Gordon's still right there in spite of the fact that he is already pitted.
The thing is, okay, so if Chris comes on pit road, does take tires, Blake did not take tires. Can Chris come out? I mean, 13 seconds, it'll maybe land him back about 5th, something like that.
Yeah, I think if Pasini's going to if you're going to take tires, I think you got to do it earlier rather than later. Like if you push it and then take tires, like you don't have enough time to gain the positions. So at this point, I think Pasini's just going to try to do a splash and go, but I think he's just trying to take advantage of the clean air. Oh, he gets a little loose there, but he's all right.
He's dirt dogging it.
Yeah,
there, for sure. So 8 minutes and 9 seconds left in this race. Can Pasini capitalize on the short pit of Blake Gordon? We will find out here shortly because he's going to have to be taking that truck down pit road shortly here. Maybe this lap here, we'll see.
Yeah.
Through the dog leg, and he's out. I messed up. I thought he was on the front stretch, and he wasn't.
Yeah, it honestly, so much of this track looks, it's very similar looking. But I mean, Pasini right now, along with Brandon Bernhardt, are the only guys in the top 8 that have not pitted. So
he's not pitting.
Still not. I mean, look, I think he realizes he can push it a little bit. But based on the fuel numbers I heard about, he has to pit this lap. We'll see if he does, but I feel like he has to.
Yeah, I think so too. Just a matter of where he ends up after he pits. Let's see here.
But
it still is falling back there. If you look back, he was running so well. Now he's running all the way back in 14th. Wow.
Yeah, and I'm looking around. I mean, there are a few guys in front of him that still will have to pit, but definitely lost some positions there. And I'm actually going to pull up our, not that one. Pull up our point standings here. Take a look. See how we're running. Right now, Chris Pasini, obviously, leading the race, still got a really good advantage there. Josh Laston, not hurting that badly, but that gap between him and Blake Gordon has increased.
Yeah, it definitely has increased.
So
he's right there with Brandon Bernhardt. He's only just a few points ahead of Brandon Bernhardt.
Yeah, it's tightened up there for sure. It was looking like for a while that Brandon Bernhardt was out of this championship battle, but he's inserting himself here.
Yeah, absolutely. So will Pasini pit this time around? He has to, we think.
I certainly think he has to, unless the secret pit strategy is he has somehow strapped an additional fuel tank in the back of his truck.
That would be amazing if somebody figured out how to cheat the system and have a new pit strategy.
Yeah.
run an additional 12 laps.
Yeah.
Here
he comes. Yep, there he is. All right, so the expectation here is that he is going to cycle out behind Blake Gordon. I can't see how that won't happen. But the question mark is exactly, is he going to take tires? Is he going to do fuel only? I think with 5 minutes remaining, he has to do fuel only. But we'll wait and see here. We'll see if his truck lifts up at all, gets a fast repair there. He's off.
Nope. He's got to splash and go big time. Splash and go. Let's see where he comes out.
He's still going to be solidly in second, I believe, here. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so, too. Yep, because as he's coming out, there goes Gordon.
And he's attacking the cones like Blake Gordon does.
Yeah. I mean, what did that cone ever do to him? Come on, man.
That's exactly the way I feel. It's it's just poor little cone, but I mean, here's Blake Gordon again. Honestly, I mean, I covering the Cup and the Truck Sportsman Series, like he makes it kind of boring sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree.
I really wish he would just and I like Blake. I like Blake a lot, but if he could just spin out here or something, just give us some excitement. Just if he could spin out and then still win the race, I would say he was the greatest driver in the AOLL. So if he's listening right now, just spin out for me one time, still win the race. Greatest driver of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. Miss this whole chicane back here. Just totally miss it where you have to slow down, let Pasini, get right there with you. Come on, Blake.
Yeah.
I know you can hear us.
Make it exciting. I mean, just going out there with a 8-second lead. If you could just drop it down to a half second and then still win, super impressed. Let's see what you can do, Blake.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be very impressive, but I don't think he's listening to it.
Yeah, I don't think he is either. But I'm going to pull up the points because him leading is a huge deal because of those 5 bonus points for the leader. And just because of just those 5 bonus points, we can see now he's in the lead on points.
by 1 stinking point. 1 point going into the last race. If he can win this,
Yeah, and
that's huge.
And next week we're at Vegas, which Blake Gordon hasn't had he's had mixed luck at mile and a half, to say the least. So he needs to get every point he can here tonight.
Well, if he wins this, that's all he can get. That's it. 1 point advantage. That's it.
Well, I'm just saying that if he wanted to just slam on his brakes and then try to wreck Chris Pasini, he could potentially get more points. So I'm just throwing it out there. Let's make this thing a little more interesting. Please don't actually do that. I have to pay for his trucks.
I don't think he would do that.
But we got 2 minutes remaining here. I'm looking. Yeah, so we should finish this lap, and I forget how iRacing does it with the timing, but I think this time by should be the white flag, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe so too. By the way, speaking of 2-minute mark, usually at the 2-minute mark we would do a commercial, but we're not going to do a commercial. But I will tell you this, that Hanner got to actually meet, yesterday he actually got to meet the loser from the Guitar Addict commercial. Bruce Stone was in the house. His wife actually knew who he was, got his autograph, so it was a big deal.
Well, what do you know? Hey, did you happen to film a new commercial with Hanner?
I did not. I was so stinking busy yesterday. Everybody and their brother decided to come in yesterday because they missed me so much from being in Phoenix. So.
Yeah. We know you're a popular guy. You're a rock star.
I wouldn't say that.
Us mere mortals cannot compete, but
whatever.
As far as I know, white flag has not come out.
It did not.
It
did not come out.
It's at least not showing our timing and scoring. Anyways, so we'll have to see here if it comes. Because honestly, the road courses surprise me occasionally when the leader passes the line and suddenly it's like, oh, it's checkered, and so we'll see if that happens this time.
As we go down towards the Pedro Rodriguez part of the track, that's what they call this. Do you remember Pedro Rodriguez?
I actually don't. No.
Yeah, he was a big-time road racer back in the 70s.
Oh.
Drove if you ever see those light blue and red striped cars, when you see a Porsche or what it's like, no, it's orange and blue. It's kind of it's weird orange and blue Porsche. Sometimes people will actually paint their cars that way. That's Pedro Rodriguez.
Well, it would be kind of difficult for me to remember the 70s there, Randy.
Yeah, I know. But he was actually a big-time person. After the 70s, too. So, one of the all-time greats in road racing.
No, most of my history in terms of, knowing motorsport history is NASCAR. I mean, I know, your NASCAR greats from that time, but road courses, pretty limited knowledge here, but we're going to see here as we're coming around the oval turn 3 and entering turn 4. Is this going to be the last lap, or is this going to be the white flag or the checkered? We're going to find out here.
Yeah, let's see what's going to happen here. We'll find out here as he makes his way through the last couple turns here. Blake Gordon gets a little squirrely there, running a little hard to come across the line. It is a checker flag, so Jeff. Going to say Blake Gordon.
You know what? He looked like Jeff Gordon out there. Jeff Gordon wins this race. Oh, I'm seeing some. Justin Rodden crashed according to this.
Yeah, he's slow.
Oh, Chris Pasini. Chris Pasini probably already crossed start-finish line. Never mind.
Yeah, he's crossed.
He's just messing around.
And Wood actually ended up third.
Man, that's incredible. I mean, Adam Wood with a great run. He said before that, he just tries to survive at road courses, but here he is with a third-place finish. We'll get to bring him in the booth.
Has he finished anything worse than third in the last few weeks?
That sounds about right. I pull up the stats, but man, he has been really good the past few weeks.
Absolutely.
So we'll see here once it lets me. I'm going to pull up the results. It's still not ready because this track takes forever for everyone to cross the start-finish line. But we'll run through the results as soon as we're able. But we'll focus on our winner here, Blake Gordon. A heck of a run. No surprise here. Going to pull up the point standings while we're waiting. The unofficial point standings. But right now, I think about the same as what we pulled them up last time. Blake Gordon 1 point ahead of Chris Pasini. Then a little bit of a gap to Josh Laston. Josh Laston battling there with Brandon Bernhardt. Bit more of a drop to Brian McFerrin, and poor Justin Anderson lost all of that advantage. Really unfortunate. Hate seeing that happen, but still not completely out of it at this point.
Yeah, but that's a long shot.
Yeah, I mean, he needs a lot of people to show up next week, and then needs to win the race.
Randy Pepper to show up and wreck the entire field so he can win.
All right, we can pull up the results here now. And get rid of our standings here if it'll let me. Come on. All right, moving back to first. We have Blake Gordon. In second, Chris Pasini. In third, we have Adam Wood. In fourth is Justin Rodden. Fifth, Tony Panden. Sixth is Brandon Bernhardt. Seventh, Joe Dinsmore. Eighth, Blake Ziti. Ninth is Johnny Downey. And in 10th, Brian McFerrin.
11th was Kevin Moeller. 12th was Josh Lassen. 13th was Derek Schilling. 14th, Cody Mitchell. 15th was Chris Oliver. 16th was John Gordon. 17th was Teddy Weichel. 18th was Andrew Burgess. 19th was David Naughton. 20th was Richard Hurst. 21st was Mike Burgess. And rounding out the field was Randy, the Radman Pepper.
Beautiful. All right, so how about we bring our winner, Blake Gordon, into the booth? Hey, Blake, it's Carl and Randy in the booth. Get a copy?
I do. What's going on, guys?
Hey, man. Really solid race here tonight. Honestly, I was kind of hoping, because you only have, according to the unofficial standings, you have a 1 point lead over Pasini. I was kind of hoping you'd slam on your brakes at some point and just try to wreck him so you could try to get more of an advantage.
No, I mean I want to win this thing fairly, and he had a great race last week at Wilkesboro, max points, pole, led a lap, led the most laps, got the race win bonus, so he had a nice cushion after that race. So I knew coming in here tonight, I needed to do the same thing to catch right back up to him. I needed to get the pole, lead the most laps, obviously lead a lap in that process, win the race, and then we should be kind of neck and neck going into Vegas.
And how do you think you're going to do at Vegas, Blake?
Vegas is fun, especially in the truck. It's going to be a handful. It's going to be a shootout for sure. Depends on if it turns into like a strategy race. Really all the CCRs already proved like they're good at figuring out these strategies. Tonight we have like 2 or 3 strategies coming into tonight based on different scenarios, and Brandon and ZD ran one of them and got the lead after the competition caution. So we're getting a little bit more confident in our ability to figure out how to run these things and put ourselves in the best positions. But I like Vegas. It's one of my favorite intermediates. Just seems like the racing's always fun. I love the truck, so it should be a good race.
So what you're saying is this could be bad news for the competition behind you.
I don't know what the point standings are going to look like. I don't know where everyone else is in relation to us.
Right now, you're 1 point ahead.
Yeah, but then past Pasini, I don't know how close the other guys are to him. But I fully expect Pasini to come out, on all cylinders. I mean, because obviously he wants to win this thing too, So I expect him to put in the work and show up to Vegas fast as hell, and it's gonna be a good race.
We're looking forward to it. I don't know if I'm going to run that race or just join Carl up here and watch it, because it sounds like it's going to be a great race for sure.
Yeah, hopefully we get a good turnout. It's the last sportsman race of the year. Tonight was a pretty good turnout, especially considering it's a road course. So, if we can get like 25, for Vegas, it'll be a fun race for sure. Plus Justin will hopefully be there. So he'll make things fun for sure. So yeah, hope to see everyone there next week and close out this season. And hopefully, I'm talking to you guys first next week. That'll be nice.
So what do you think? Like we're talking pit strategy and all that, and what do you think it's going to take for you to finish to be the first person we talk to next week? Like, what do you think you're going to have to do to execute on to make that happen?
Let me see how many laps we got. 120. Assuming we run a half tank of gas again, which we obviously always do. Assuming we get 3 sets of tires, I imagine it's going to be the same thing that we saw at Michigan, where we're going to have to like double stint at least 1 set of tires. So it's going to be making the right call there, not screwing up any of the pit stops. That's what you got to do every week. Just going to come down to execution, really. I mean, whoever can nail the pit stops, nail the strategy, stay out of trouble, and also be fast. Those are the 3 things, and I like my chances. But I mean, I feel like Vegas, the trucks, they race really close together. So I don't know what's going to happen. It could be a yellow fest, could be clean. I just really don't know.
All right. Well, like I said, at least according to the unofficial points, you're about 1 point ahead. So
Okay.
looking like you're in pretty good shape heading into next week. So good luck, and we'll see if we talk to you next week.
Yeah, thanks. And again, hope everyone shows up next week. Let's close out the season with a big field, and let's have some fun.
I agree. Thank you, Blake.
Yep, thanks, guys.
All right, that was Blake Gordon. Let's bring in second place, Chris Pasini. Hey, Pasini, it's Carl and Randy in the booth. Get a copy?
Hey, what's happening?
Hey, man, you had a great race tonight. I mean, honestly, you can't complain about second. But just tell us how it was.
I told you last week I hated Daytona. So
you did tell me that. You said you hated it. But how did you feel out there? I mean, for a track you hated, you still ran really well.
yeah, I mean, I wasn't trying to push it hard at any point. I mean, it was like I had guys send it on me on the restarts and stuff, and it's whatever. It's still a pretty long race, and I pretty much have to have a championship to think about. So I'm not really going to try to push it too hard and wreck myself. Or if somebody wanted to get by me, it's you know what, go ahead. I don't care. Like as long as I'm within points range. I don't know. It's this track as a whole. There's something about it. I hate it. It doesn't feel right. It's like one of those that just doesn't fit you.
Chris, do you think if you had pitted maybe around the same time as Blake did, and he took gas only, you think maybe if you took tires, you might have had something for him?
No, because too much time would have been wasted on the pit stop to even make that up. By the time you only have about like 2.5 good laps on the tires before you're overheated and you start friggin' brake hopping and sliding everywhere. But it is what it is. I mean, again, the tanks, the amount of fuel we had, kind of made this a weird race on stops. But I'll take a second place.
But you're only 1 point behind Blake now. So this is a close race going into the final race at Las Vegas. And I'm sure you've got some kind of strategy already lined up for that race.
I'm sure at some point we're just going to run out of tires and pit for fuel or probably save. But you're watching me on tracks that I've never raced before in the truck. So just like Texas, like here, Coda, Vegas, I've never run an actual like official or league race in a truck. So your guess is as good as mine what happens.
Yeah, and I just want to the official points have been updated. Still fine-tuning this live points thing a little bit, but it looks like it's actually 3 points that Blake Gordon has on you. But I mean that's well within striking distance. I mean, 3 points is just honestly it's the difference between first and second. But many other positions on track. I mean it's not 3 points is not much.
Yeah, no, that's as long as it's close enough because you're within bonus point swing. But like I said before, I'm on borrowed time because I only ran like half the season. I was like this league. I was just getting back into league racing in general, doing regular tracks when Hannah brought me in. So I wasn't expecting playoffs. I was kind of nitpicking the races I wanted to run, and now all of a sudden I'm in the playoffs, and I'm like, okay, yeah. I wasn't expecting anything out of this, so wherever I finish is good enough for me.
All right. Well, hey man, we appreciate you talking with us, and good luck next week. We'll be here covering, see how you do.
All right, bud.
All right. Thank you. All right. And finally, the guy I really didn't even want to pull up. We're gonna pull up Adam Wood here. Talk to him. I'm kind of tired of talking to him. Adam, can you hear us?
I think that's a bad problem. I mean, not a bad problem really for me is talking to people in the booth. I like being a regular.
You know, it's funny. I can tell when you're excited because you suddenly start talking much faster.
Yeah, he does. I agree.
Yes, I had a great night.
There's a little step in his, or a little more step in his game as of late. Carl, me and you talked about it, that Adam has just come alive these last few races. What the hell is up with you, man?
Just enjoying life now. I'm not in the playoffs on anything, so I'm just driving for fun.
Wait, so are you saying you weren't enjoying life?
No, I wasn't enjoying life when I was in the playoffs because every time somebody would bump me, hit me, or something bad would happen, I would get in a different mindset that I shouldn't be in. I should just be here to have fun. So, if something happens, it's no big deal now, and I just keep moving on. And that was my temperament tonight. Just trying not to make mistakes, be consistent, and try some things out.
Well, Randy, that must be the secret for me and you. We need to start enjoying life.
Guess so. Yeah, man.
I'm
gonna figure this whole thing out, man.
I'm gonna start doing yoga or something. Like I'm gonna start running better because I'm gonna start enjoying life.
I'm just gonna move to Arizona and just smoke pot all day long.
I mean, that's a strategy too.
I mean, that's also like the Florida man story right there. I mean, that's like every headline. That's every headline in Florida right there.
It's not legal in Florida out there.
Yeah, but it's still there.
Oh, it's there. Yeah, but it's all laced in fentanyl out here.
So we'll talk about your race a little bit, Adam. I mean, you started fourth. I mean, that's certainly not a bad place to qualify. You finished third, but I mean, honestly, all night it felt like you were. I mean, obviously you weren't as fast as Blake Gordon tonight, but you were competitive all night. Like, did you just put in a lot of practice for this, or did it just click for you?
I honestly only put in about an hour of last night. Me, Blake, and Brandon got together. I was just trying to help Brandon out. He's back there trying to figure out what's going on with him. So I was like, hey man, let's put up a session. I'll help you out, man. Let's work. And just ran some last night. I mean, the track was about the same temperature, so we ran for about 30-40 minutes last night, and come in tonight. Trying to get some fast laps in. I just hate that you have to drive all the way around the track. Like, if you mess up, I'm like, crap, well, let me go back in the pits and let me spend 2 minutes driving back around. It takes so freaking forever to get around this track on there, trying to make these qual laps to find the fast laps. But, no, I didn't put as much time as I normally have been whenever I was in I guess, the playoffs, you would say. I would put in, like, another hour or two worth of work, so... I think I'm just getting a little bit better at the road courses in general, and that they're kind of just clicking for me.
Something's definitely clicking for you. I told Carl, I said, ever since you joined Steel Horse, it's all starting to fall into place.
I mean, I'm trying to, be the number one on the team, and Justin and Joe and Steve. And all the guys there, they all run consistent every single week, and any one of them could be a contention up front all week. And I want to make sure that I'm one of those people that are doing that within the team, and I'm not bringing anybody down. So, that's what I'm trying to bring to the table. And, I'm trying to make sure Brian McFerrin gets up there. He tried a little bit different pit strategy tonight because he was a little bit further back. Didn't work out for him, so to speak. But he wasn't a fan of Daytona road course as a whole. So, that's who our focus was on, trying to find the best pit strategy for him.
So, we're looking at, like, and I say this from experience, one of the other leagues I run in, I'm just outside the playoffs. So, you're currently sitting 7th in points. You're the top guy right outside of that top 6. So you're basically the top of the rest of the guys. Is that something that's important to you? Is that something you're thinking about when you're racing? Or is it just kind of like, okay, you're just going out and just trying to do the best you can at each individual race?
No, I mean there's nothing for the true first loser. So I mean, so I'm just out here there having fun. Like last week, I got in little bumps here and there, and I was like, well, no big deal. And I'm not running for anything. I'm just out here having fun now and running with the guys and team mentality. Let's try to figure out who's in the playoffs and how can we get them advanced and throwing strategies out there. So that's all I'm doing right now. Looking forward to the last couple races here of this season before we go on the winter break.
All right.
Well, you had a great run, man. Once again, keep up the great work, and we'll see you next week here in Sportsman, and I will see you tomorrow night in the booth.
Yes, man. I'm sorry that you did not like the track tonight either, Randy, and you decided to sit out. But I know Carl really enjoyed you having being up there in the booth and having somebody to talk with on a Wednesday night.
Yeah,
definitely.
It's always fun. So.
Yep. Thanks,
All right,
Adam.
man, I'll see you tomorrow night, man. Thanks, Adam.
Have a good one, guys.
Some stuff shifted around there. So, all right. Well, that'll wrap us up for this evening. But before we go, I'm going to tell you about all the stuff we have going on the Ghostfire Media Network this week. Thursday night, that's tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, we have the AOLL TNT Series at Las Vegas. Sunday night at 8 p.m., we have the AOLL Cup Series at Rockingham. Monday night at 9 p.m., we have the Jeff Hill Trailer Sales Fuel Premier Series at Nashville Superspeedway. That is their finale. And then 1 week from today, wrapping up the season for AOLL Sportsman Series, we are at Vegas. That'll be 1 week from today, 8 p.m. So, Randy...
Yeah, I just left. I just was in Vegas, too, by the way.
Oh, well, that I love Vegas. So, we'll have to swap next time. You can hang out in Columbia, and I'll go to Vegas.
Yeah, for sure.
So, Randy,
All right,
you want to close us out?
Yeah, let's close out. All right, folks, you've been watching the Ghostfire Media broadcast of the Sportsman division for the AOLL. And don't forget to tune in tomorrow night. We got more racing here on the Ghostfire Media broadcast company. And thanks again for watching. You guys have a great one, and so long from the Sunshine State.